Whispers in the ruins, the purple crystal pulsed against Dr. Aya Chun's palm as she brushed away centuries of dust from its surface. Incredible. She whispered into her recorder, the artifact appears to be responsive to touch and emits low-level radiation, consistent with theoretical transdimensional energy patterns. The expedition to the ruins of Proxima Centauri b had been her life's work for the past 3 years. Her colleagues at the Interstellar Archaeological Institute had laughed when she proposed that the ancient structures weren't built by aliens who had visited Earth as most believed, but were evidence of beings who existed partially in another dimension. Underground chamber hummed with forgotten technology as Aya carefully placed the crystal into a specialized containment unit, sample secured. She reported returning to base camp that night as Aya slept in her research tent. Dreams unlike any she'd experienced before flooded her mind, swirling nebulae in impossible colors surrounded her as a voice like distant music called from everywhere. And "Know where you found me," it said. "After so many cycles alone, you found me." Aya spun in the dreamscape. "Who are you? What are you?" A figure began to take shape before her, humanoid yet not quite human, with skin the color of twilight and eyes that contained galaxies. "I am Kai," the being said, "the last of the Astra people. We existed in the space between dimensions until the collapse, the ruins." Aya whispered, "They're yours. They were our anchors to your reality." Kai explained, moving closer. "The crystal you found, it's not just an artifact, it's me. Part of my consciousness preserved when my people faced extinction." Aya reached out hesitantly, her fingers passing through Kai's form. "This is impossible, a dream." "Not just a dream," Kai replied. "You opened a connection when you touched the crystal. Our minds are linked now. Been waiting for someone like you, someone who could perceive beyond the limitations of three-dimensional space." "Why me?" Aya asked. "The universe has patterns we cannot fully comprehend." Kai's voice was like gentle thunder. "But I believe you were meant to find me. Your mind, your heart, they resonate with mine in ways I cannot explain." The dreamscape shifted around them, showing Aya glimpses of a civilization that existed in multiple realities, simultaneously, buildings that folded in on themselves in beautiful, impossible geometries, people who glowed with inner light, communicating through thought and emotion. "My people were watchers and guides," Kai said. "We observed the evolution of consciousness across many worlds until the dimensional collapse trapped us between realities. Been alone for so long." Aya felt an inexplicable pull toward this strange, beautiful being. "What do you want from me?" "Help me exist in your world again," Kai pleaded. "The crystal is only a partial vessel. I need a stronger connection to manifest fully. How would I even begin to do that?" Aya asked. "Through our connection." Kai's form shimmered closer. "Each time we meet like this, the bond strengthens. Your mind is remarkably adaptive. Already you perceive me more clearly than you should be able to." Before Aya could respond, the dream began to fade, the colors of Kai's world bleeding into the pre-dawn gray of her tent. She woke with a gasp, the crystal glowing beside her bed. "Kai?" she whispered. The crystal pulsed once in response. I picked it up carefully, feeling warmth spread through her fingers. "I must be losing my mind," she muttered, "or making the discovery of the century." As the first light of an alien sun crept into her tent, Aya made a decision. She would not report the full nature of her discovery to the Institute, not yet, not until she understood what was happening between her and the being who called itself Kai. What she didn't realize was that this connection, once formed, could never truly be broken, and somewhere in the space between dimensions, Kai smiled, feeling hope for the first time in millennia. Touch of stardust. The Institute's research facility hummed with activity as Aya slipped the crystal into her lab coat pocket. She had been back on Earth for 3 weeks, keeping her true discovery hidden from her colleagues while she dutifully filed reports about the interesting energy signatures of the artifact. She told no one about Kai or their nightly conversations. "Dr. Chen," a voice called from behind her. "The director wants to see your preliminary findings by tomorrow." Aya turned to see Dr. Alex Cooper, the Institute's head of xenobiology. "I'll have them ready," she assured him, trying to appear casual despite the crystal seeming to warm against her side. Just finishing some additional tests. Alex gave her a curious look. You've been different since you returned from Proxima Centauri. Be more distracted. His eyes narrowed. You found something significant, didn't you? Something you're not sharing. I'm just being thorough, Aya replied. You know how easy it is to misinterpret. Alien technology. Later in her apartment, Aya placed the crystal on a small stand she had designed specifically for it. The purple stone caught the evening light, creating dancing patterns on her walls. Kai, she whispered. Are you there? The crystal pulsed faintly at first, then with increasing brightness. A whisper of sensation touched her mind like gentle fingers. Always came the response. I am always here with you. Aya had begun to look forward to these moments more than she cared to admit. Over the weeks, their dream meetings had become more vivid, more real. She found herself sharing everything with Kai. Her childhood in Singapore, her parents' disappointment when she chose archaeology over medicine, her fears and hopes and dreams, and return. Kai shared memories of a civilization that existed in multiple states, simultaneously beautiful and impossible. I've been studying the crystal's energy patterns, Aya said aloud, knowing Kai could hear her thoughts. I think I might be able to help you manifest physically, at least temporarily. You would do this for me? Kai's voice sounded surprised yet hopeful. I've set up equipment here away from the Institute, Aya explained. If my calculations are correct, the crystal's energy, combined with the mental connection we've established, could allow you to project a physical form. That night, Aya arranged specialized equipment around the crystal. Quantum field generators borrowed from the Institute's labs without permission, specialized scanners calibrated to detect transdimensional energy, and at the center, the glowing purple stone. Are you ready? She asked, both excited and terrified. I have waited centuries for this moment. Kai replied. For you, Aya activated the sequence. The crystal pulsed brighter than ever before. Motes of light began to swirl in the air, coalescing into a humanoid shape. Slowly details emerged. Limbs, torso, features. The purple-hued skin she had seen in dreams took solid form. Kai stood before her. No longer just a vision, but physically present. It worked. Aya breathed, reaching out hesitantly when their fingers touched. Aya gasped. The sensation was electric, like touching a star, yet gentle as a summer breeze. Kai looked down at their joined hands with wonder. I feel you, Kai whispered, voice no longer just in Aya's mind, but vibrating in the air between them. Truly feel you. Kai's form was beautiful, neither male nor female, but something beyond gender the purple skin seemed to contain. Galaxies shifting beneath the surface. Eyes like cosmic whirlpools gazed at Aya with such tenderness it made her heart ache. How long can you stay like this? Aya asked. The manifestation is temporary, Kai admitted, but with each attempt it should become easier, more stable. The connection between us grows stronger. Aya found herself moving closer, drawn to this being who had crossed dimensions to be with her. What is this feeling between us? She asked. Is it part of the connection or something else? Kai's expression softened. My people believe that consciousness calls to consciousness across all realities. What you might call love transcends dimensional barriers. You awakened me, Aya Chen. You gave me hope when I had none. Without thinking, Aya reached up, tracing the contours of Kai's face. Her scientific objectivity was crumbling, replaced by something far more powerful, far more frightening. I've never felt this way about anyone, she admitted. How can I feel this way about someone who isn't even human? Perhaps, Kai suggested, pulling her closer. The question isn't what I am, but who I am to you. Their lips met hesitantly at first, then with growing certainty. The kiss tasted like stardust, impossibility like worlds colliding and creating something entirely new. Neither noticed the crystal glowing brighter, nor the subtle changes occurring in both of them. Where their skin touched, tiny points of light transferred between them, changing them at a molecular level, binding them in ways science could never fully explain. When they finally pulled apart, Aya knew with absolute certainty that her life would never be the same again. Nebula Heart's morning light filtered through Aya's apartment windows as she awakened to find herself alone. The equipment stood silent, the crystal dimmer than before, but still pulsing with gentle rhythm. She touched her lips, remembering the impossible kiss from the night before. Was it real? She whispered every moment. Kai's voice came softer now, but present in her mind. The physical manifestation requires significant energy. I couldn't maintain it longer. Aya nodded, understanding the physics, if not the emotion behind their connection. She showered and dressed for work, noticing with shock a small patch of purple on her wrist where her skin had touched. Kai's the longest. What's happening to me? She thought we were changing each other. Kai responded, the connection grows stronger. My essence transfers to you just as your humanity anchors me to this dimension. At the Institute, Aya tried to focus on her report, but her mind kept drifting back to Kai. The director had called a special meeting about the Proxima Centauri findings, and Aya knew her deception couldn't last much longer. Dr. Chen director Sarah Isabel called as the meeting began. Your discovery appears quite significant. Tell us more about this crystal. Aya stood, presenting carefully edited data. The artifact demonstrates unusual quantum properties consistent with theoretical transdimensional physics. She explained, showing slides of the crystal's energy signatures. It responds to human bioelectrical fields in unprecedented ways. You've been conducting unsanctioned experiments with it at your apartment, Dr. Cooper interrupted, his voice cold. The room fell silent as Aya's heart raced. How did you security detected the missing equipment? Sarah said, her expression severe. And the energy surge last night triggered several monitoring systems. We've been watching you, Dr. Chen. You don't understand. Aya began. On the contrary, Alex stepped forward. We understand perfectly. The crystal contains a consciousness, doesn't it? An alien intelligence. You've been communicating with it. Aya felt Kai's presence strengthen in her mind. Be careful, Kai warned. They cannot be trusted with our truth. The artifact is scientifically significant. Aya deflected, but I needed controlled conditions too. We've authorized a full extraction protocol, Sarah cut in. The crystal will be moved to secure containment for comprehensive analysis. Panic flooded through Aya. No, you can't, she felt Kai's fear mixing with her own. The crystal isn't just technology, it's alive. So you admit it, Alex smiled thinly. You've made contact. This changes everything. Later, locked in her office, Aya frantically communicated with Kai. They're going to take you apart, study you like a specimen, then we must leave, Kai replied. Tonight, but Aya, there's something you must know. She felt Kai's consciousness expand, sharing memories that had been hidden. The Astra people hadn't simply existed between dimensions. They had been guardians of reality itself. When the collapse occurred, it wasn't an accident, but an attack. My people were hunted, Kai explained, by beings who sought to harness our abilities to travel between worlds. The ruins on Proxima Centauri B were not just anchors, but refuges, and the crystal. It's a key, Aya realized. A key to what? To everything, Kai whispered. My people created doorways between realities sealed when we fell. Crystal can reopen them, but in the wrong hands, such power would be catastrophic. That night, Aya slipped into the Institute's secure laboratory, where she had been forced to surrender the crystal. Guards patrolled the corridors, but she knew their patterns from years of late-night work. I can feel it. Kai guided her to levels down northwest section. The containment room hummed with energy as Aya overrode the security protocols. The crystal pulsed brighter as she approached, as though calling to her. When she touched it, Kai's presence flooded her mind stronger than ever before. They're coming. Kai warned. Security detected the breach. Aya grabbed the crystal, feeling it warm against her skin. The purple patch on her wrist expanded slightly, the color deepening. She heard shouting from the corridor. We won't make it to an exit, she thought desperately. We don't need one, Kai replied. The connection between us is strong enough now. Focus on me, Aya. Feel me call to me. As security forces burst through the door, Aya closed her eyes, clutching the crystal. The purple glow spread from her wrist, up her arm, enveloping her. The crystal shattered in her hand, but instead of pain, she felt liberation as Kai's essence fully merged with her own. The guards froze, watching in astonishment as Dr. Aya Chen's form shimmered with purple light and then seemingly folded into itself, disappearing entirely between dimensions. Aya opened her eyes to find Kai waiting for her, their hands intertwined, physical and mental boundaries blurring. What have we done? She asked, breathless. Begun? Kai answered, pulling her close. We've only just begun. Cosmic chains, the space between dimensions, rippled with impossible colors as Aya and Kai moved through realities neither fully separate nor completely merged. Is this how your people lived? Aya asked, watching stars birth and die in moments outside. Conventional time, yes, Kai replied, their thoughts flowing together. But we are something new, something never seen before. Aya marveled at her transformed body. Purple energy coursed beneath her skin, yet she retained her human form. The merging had changed them both, Kai, more solid, more present. Aya more fluid. Her consciousness expanded beyond human limitations. They're trying to find us, Kai warned as they sensed ripples in the dimensional fabric the Institute has technology derived. From my people's ruins, they glimpsed Earth through the veil, Commander. Rena leading a new division dedicated to transdimensional research. The Chen incident changed everything, she told her team. If we can harness this power, create soldiers who can phase between realities, they see us as weapons, Aya whispered, horrified. Their sanctuary didn't last long. The Institute had located the frequency of their existence using the resonance pattern from the shattered crystal fragments. A portal tore open nearby, pulling them back toward Earth's dimension. They've created a quantum tether, Kai explained, as they felt the pull strengthen. A chain binding us to their reality. Commander Rena stood before a massive machine, her eyes cold with ambition. Bring them in, she ordered. Separate the alien consciousness from Dr. Chen for analysis. The pain was excruciating as the machine attempted to tear Kai from Aya's being. Stop, Aya screamed. You're killing us both. The connection is too deep, Kai told her. We must give them something, or we'll both be destroyed. With their remaining strength, they created an echo, a fragment of their joined consciousness, a decoy that would satisfy the Institute's hunger while allowing their true selves to escape. As the scientists celebrated their apparent success, Aya and Kai slipped away through a tear. In reality, weakened but alive and still together. Beyond the stars, 6 months later, Dr. Alex Cooper stood in the abandoned laboratory, staring at monitoring equipment that still tracked dimensional anomalies. They're out there, he muttered. Moving between worlds, the fragment they'd captured had dissolved within weeks, providing tantalizing data but no real answers. The Institute's funding had been cut, the program deemed a failure. Across the galaxy, on a small moon, orbiting a forgotten star, Aya and Kai walked hand in hand, their physical forms stabilized. A small settlement of outcasts and explorers had welcomed them without questions. Do you regret it? Kai asked, watching the purple glow that now permanently marked Aya's skin, leaving everything behind. Aya smiled, looking up at the unfamiliar constellations. How could I regret finding you? We've seen wonders, no human ever has. We've loved across dimensions. Their home was simple, but filled with artifacts from their travels between worlds. Small treasures from a dozen realities each night, they still merged completely, their consciousness dancing through the cosmos before returning to their physical forms, always changed, slightly more perfectly balanced between human and human. Astra, the Institute, will never stop looking, Aya said, but they're looking in the wrong places. Kai nodded. They seek power. We found love as twilight fell. They walked to the edge of a cliff overlooking an azure sea. Their bodies began to glow, merging partially as they had learned to do. The transformation allowed them to exist simultaneously in multiple realities, experiencing everything together. Where shall we go tonight? Kai asked as their minds joined everywhere. Aya replied, nowhere, just here with you. Their kiss created ripples across dimensions as two beings from worlds never meant to meet continued their impossible journey, neither fully human nor entirely alien, but something beautifully unprecedented. A love that transcended the boundaries of reality itself. And somewhere in the vastness between stars, other beings began to awaken, responding to the echo of what Aya and Kai had become. The seeds of a new civilization born from the union of worlds that were never meant to touch.